Welcome to Out of the Noise podcast, a spiritual growth podcast. This podcast is about holding sacred space to help assist humanity to raise their consciousness through connection by having courageous conversations out of the noise of mainstream with heart-centered leaders, wisdom keepers, and divine humans expanding into their authenticity and soul purpose. We will explore spiritual concepts, practices, and shadow to deepen into your healing and the collective. Priestess Lily is a medium, light activator, and heart-centered leader that is committed in raising the light frequency and consciousness here on Earth for us all. You can work with her and learn more by visiting www.priestesslily.com. Enjoy your spiritual learnings.
Welcome to Out of the Noise. I am Priestess Lily, a channeler, sacred heart healer, and space holder. My purpose is to create content that will help assist humanity rise in consciousness through connection. I do this by facilitating courageous conversations that will leave you activated, alongside heart-centered leaders, wisdom keepers, and divine humans expanding into their authenticity and soul purpose. Together, we strive to assist a higher level of consciousness that will help us all on our own spiritual journey. Today's beautiful guest is the Nat Brown. She is the founder of the Divine Light Academy of Ascension, international best-selling author, lightwork activator, spiritual mentor and coach, multi-dimensional healer and channeler. And in this episode, we are so divinely guided just to allow ourselves to deepen into the conversation of where spirit divinely leads us to.
Hello and welcome, sister. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for having me here, Lily. It's great to be online.
So we've literally decided we weren't sure what we were going to talk about. This is so going to be divinely led because you've pulled some cards and we're going to talk about the cards. And so do you want to talk about the first card? And we'll just see where the conversation, my head is going off.
So it's interesting because this card has come through so many times in the last couple of months, and it's come through my Centaura work, through just being in circle with other beautiful people. And it's variance, the card of variance. And it talks about that today we might not be feeling like ourselves, right? Us and our soul are looking at the same things, but are seeing it differently. And our emotions and reactions are a combination of our thoughts and our soul's thoughts. And when they don't align, we feel wobbly. And so a lot of people are experiencing this wobbliness right now. And I've channeled probably quite a few times from spirit that this wobbliness is a sense that we have 1 foot in the 4th dimension, 1 foot in the 5th dimension, and that we are experiencing multidimensional aspects of ourself at the same time. So we're going through a vortex and we're experiencing different ripples of our soul self and our human self. And our soul is pulling us more into alignment with that higher frequency, that higher consciousness. So this card is very important. And it also talks about frequency, your frequency right now. That is super important. You know, when you spend time looking at the news, looking at the media, looking at everything that's going on and going around at the moment, it's very, very difficult for you to raise your frequency because you are within that paradigms, within, that old stories, within that real dense energy. So this is allowing you this, and I feel like this card's come through to really allow us to see the different aspects of what's going on right now, the polarity, the dark and the light, and to come to a choice point and say, okay, what do I choose for myself now?
Mm-hmm. And I suppose, we talked about this before we actually came on, for you and I as light workers, our roles right now also is to shine light on the shadow for people to see. So it is really uncomfortable because, what we shine or how we show up and our truth is affecting those around us, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. And it's going to get more so. You know, we're going to receive and have a lot more challenges coming our way because we are being invited and asked to really stand true to ourselves, to really speak our truth, to allow that voice, that soul voice, our light to radiate through us, and to not shy away, to not be ashamed of who we are, to truly bring that remembrance of that warrior, that goddess, that healer, you know, that amazing medium channeling energy that we have the ability to hold space for people. Is to bring that forward in every single fiber of our being and to stand unapologetically in our own light. And it's going to get harder. It's going to get more challenging, especially in our very direct relationships with family, with friends, direct, you know, loved ones, all of those, because that is where, you know, often we hurt the people that we love the most. So that's where we're going to have to navigate and allow compassion, allow kindness, allow acceptance to come in a lot more.
And I suppose, you know, and when you talk about it, our soul knows the journey. Our soul knows the journey, but the humanness of us, the human element that we don't want to feel or see what is happening around us, and there's this real push-pull energy happening now within our own individual selves, but also within the collective and within the relationships around us. And so, you know, it's hard to navigate, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And, you know, if I could give some advice about that, is to really, truly witness every single moment that you're going through and feel it. Okay. We've been told, don't feel, hide your feelings, you know, just don't show it to anybody. But we have to feel to heal. We have to move through this with such a deep embodiment of the processes, everything that we're going through. Because otherwise, if we don't feel and we just file it away for another day to deal with, it's not going to shift. And we have more than ever before this incredible, beautiful wave of light that is assisting our awakening, that is assisting our ascension, that is allowing us to move and alchemize and transmute that density, those old patterns, you know, the cell memory of past trauma much, much quicker. So it is about, you know, that you hear a lot of people saying, just be. But it is about just being, surrendering, allowing. And if you need to go and, you know, go away for 2 days or 3 days and book yourself away and be away to be in your stillness so that you really, truly allow yourself to cry, to dance, to experience, that is what you need to do.
And I know that for myself, you know, that's something that I'm really deeply honoring. Because as the ripple effect starts to collectively, you know, the light starts to the higher frequency starts to shift in our earth plane. And, you know, especially here in New Zealand right now, you know, people are starting to witness and see things that they've never wanted to see before. It's hard out there. Like, it's hard. And so, you know, but we can't not feel what we can't not feel. And, you know, for so long we've been trained almost to run away. Don't speak that because it might have an effect on someone else. Don't share that. Don't do that. You know, and this is the thing. We're actually, you know, as a light worker, we're here to be. This is the time when we're really being asked to step up. We were trained. I don't want to say trained. We were called. We chose to reincarnate right now for this time, didn't we?
Absolutely. Our soul missions are so important. And as we are shifting more of the density, we are more deeply aligning with our soul missions. And you're seeing a lot more light workers. You're going to see a lot more people coming out and bringing their magic, bringing their medicine, bringing their wisdom, right? From that they have amassed over many, many, many lifetimes, bringing all of that new organic technologies that's coming through, inventions, Spirit channeled through quite a few, maybe about 6 months ago, about new inventions that's coming. And the children that are being born are holding so much more light. So they are coming in with more light. They are, here to build a new earth, to really, but we as light workers right now are laying the foundations for this new earth. And it's now that it's the most important time that we are living in during this golden age of Gaia, to work in co-creation with Mother Gaia, with the cosmic beings, with each other, with our animals, because there are beautiful sentient beings here, the whales, that are all working together to absolutely create a space for us that is a space of unity, a space of peace, a space of co-creation. And if we take away all of the flaps over our eyes and we peel away all the masks that we have worn for so long, and these masks are simply there because of our experiences, because of the control, the matrix of control. And once we start peeling away those aspects, we can truly see clearly what is actually going on. And then, yes, some of it we might like, some of it we might not like, some of it will shock us, and it is all part of our ascension. It's all part of the awakening.
I totally agree with you. And it's interesting, it is hard to be a witness to some of the stuff that is happening right now. It's hard to, I know for myself, it's hard to be an energetic being, a medium, a channel, knowing that we have to go through this in order for us to rise whole. But when you're caught in that, when it's happening and the energy is just, the frequency is just phenomenal.
It's unconditional love. We are basically receiving these very high level frequencies of divine love and light, pure source consciousness, that is streaming into the earth through the central sun, through our own sun. And this awakening wave that I've been speaking about for months now is reaching a pinnacle, basically. And so we'll definitely be feeling a lot more things shifting. We'll be seeing a lot more stuff shifting. I talked about that there'll be a lot more unrest seen as such in society, because usually with this intense frequency, intense energy that's coming, it's really bringing up all the stuff for us to witness. And like I said, yes, it's hard. It is not always the easiest thing to go through. Healing is not something that that you do just over a day. Okay, it's something that you constantly work on, something that you move through in a space of deep acceptance. But you know what? When you come out the other side, people go, oh my goodness, that wasn't so bad. That wasn't so crazy. The fact that we had to go through that. Now that we have gone through it, we are freaking liberated. We feel alive. We feel rejuvenated. We feel that, we're looking at life with a completely new lease of life and open eyes and open heart. And that's when, at that moment, that excites me, that moment, because that's when people really start seeing themselves, really honoring themselves, and then look at other people with completely different eyes.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. If we were in a tarot deck right now, we're in the crumbling, the tower, the tower card. And I kind of think to myself, and I've said this, a number of times, what a magical time to be a witness to.
Yes, totally. And that's why this other card. Yeah, I was going to say, let's talk about this. Right. Yeah. So the other card that jumped out is Inward Revolution. And it talks about you are always moving forward, even when you feel like you are going backward. Your path may seem to go up and down or inward and outward. The spiral is a symbol of your soul journey. It represents the cyclical adventure into your heart center. You will continually revisit aspects of your life to bring you to deeper understanding. Difficulties and challenges can command a greater focus as they help to build bigger and better dreams and desires. But each cycle of life is an important stepping stone that expands you into the next. Your life will only feel authentic when you come to your own conclusions. And I want to talk about this because it's so important that we as light workers do not push, and we talked about this early on in our pre-conversation, we cannot bring people to consciousness in the way that we want them to come to consciousness. We can't sit in judgment of those people. We have to allow every single person's journey to unfold in a beautiful way. And when they do, when it lands for them, the impact is so much greater. The healing is so much greater. And the liberation is so much greater.
Yeah. And this is something that, in our humanness is frustrating. If we sit in our human self, it is frustrating. But as a soul self, it's like I've said to people, in some cases, the 20% of the world population, the rest of the world will rise around them. And they might still be standing, not wanting to see.
Yes, and
we have to give compassion and love for those people. And but it's not our place to dull our voices to wait for them. It's not our place, we are here to co-create. We're here to, I know I've been saying this, and this has probably triggered a lot of people. We're here to act it like as an awakening priestess. I'm actually here, I'm part of the awakening, but I'm also part of the activation.
Yes.
And as I'm saying that, my throat chakra is absolutely shining. Yeah.
Well, that means that probably you can do more, right?
I don't think many of my followers, I don't think many people would actually like you saying that to me.
But saying that, it's an embodiment of who you are. It's more that. So when the throat chakra shows up, it's almost, and now mine's starting because I can feel yours, it's an acknowledgement of that, right? It's an acknowledgement of who you are here as a leader, who you are here as a teacher, as a way shower, a change maker. And when you truly then embody that energy of who you are, and you radiate and shine out your light, you then ignite those people. And, just coming back to what you said earlier on, Spirit said to me that the third dimensional timeline has torn away. There is no more third dimension.
Ooh,
okay?
And
and that there are some people that is unfortunately within that timeline. And so light workers, I am a sacred architect of the light. So I have the ability to collapse timelines and go back into timelines and go and get people back. Those people, that need to be not rescued, but that is come to awakening, come up in that level. So there is still space and time for those people. And part of my multidimensional mission, when I'm sleeping and when I'm doing this unconscious, subconscious work, is to very much do that kind of work. But the fourth dimensional energy that a lot of people are sitting within now, this is what we are experiencing, where a lot of this breaking down of structures and paradigms and all sorts of things are happening. So for us to truly then move and shift into that fifth dimensional frequency, there is this mass awakening, this mass consciousness that is needed. And we have shifted so much as humanity, and more than we have ever shifted. This is the seventh time that we have literally come to this, not this particular space, but a space of awakening consciousness, a space of higher frequency, a space of holding more light within our physical form. And for some reason, it didn't work. However, if we continue, and we've already, and this is what Spirit said, we've already moved into a different trajectory, timeline completely, and that we are on track. You know, the light is moving forward at fast pace, and this is a different situation that we're in this time. So if we continue the momentum, if we continue creating and co-creating the way that we are, you know, so much is going to change for the better. And there is always darkness and light. We always have to see darkness versus the light, yes, to really appreciate what it means to be in the light. And that is so important. So part of our journey and our experience here, being in the fourth dimension, is that we're still very much experiencing this parallel life, I suppose, but within the duality and the polarity as such. And when we shift into that 5D consciousness, that's when more ease comes in, more flow comes in, that alignment, and more of our gifts can come through, because it's not just about shifting. It's about accessing more of our gifts, more of our creator codes that's ready to come through us, you know, to really bring through all of that magic that we hold. And accessing higher streams of consciousness to channel through new inventions, new organic technology, because we as a race, we have to evolve. Okay, there is a sense that we have been stuck in the dark ages for too long. And this is the matrix of control. So now what's happening is this matrix of control is peeling away, and it's allowing us to truly see what we're capable of, what possibilities are out there for humanity to create new things, to invent new things, to be in co-creation and unity with each other. It's exciting times as well.
Oh, and this is the thing, like for me, I just go, you know, probably 2 years ago when we were in the early stages of this transition, you know, I got clear visions of where we're at probably 4 years ago, but 2 years ago when we're in this, people did not like my messaging. People just did not want to hear what I had to say. Now, people still don't want to hear what I have to say, but I just noticed how much we've actually shifted, how much just that, and what we are shifting and what we are, you know, I hold so much light that what we're co-creating will be in service of all humanity, not the way we've served humanity in the past.
No, it can't be.
And this is where, you know, I talk about when you were speaking, you know, humanity. When I think about 2 years ago, I was like, New Zealand, you know, the world is going to learn the word humanity at a different vibration. We're going to learn about heart sovereignty at a different vibration. And this is the bit that we're in, like we thought, this is the bit that we're in right now. If we, you know, this is the bit where it's like, how do we hold more light? How do we give more light in the most challenging times we've probably ever consciously experienced right now as human beings, like at the age that we are?
Yeah. How do we hold more light? It comes back to really, truly witnessing ourselves, like I said earlier on, because when we then release those parts of us that are not necessarily, that's dense, okay, and truly witness the shadows, we scrape them away, we heal them, we liberate ourselves, and then we have more space for the light to come in. Because when we heal ourselves, we have to fill that space with something, right? Yeah. So then you call in the light, you embody the love that already flows through you, because you're not separate from that love. You're simply making more space for that love to come in and fill all those beautiful open spaces. And then you live from that space of love, even more so. And, you know, we talked about this earlier on as well, the separateness that's been created in terms of we feel separate from ourselves. We feel disconnected from ourselves. And a lot of people are experiencing this sense of feeling lost. Connect back with your heart. Connect back with what you feel, your body messenger. You know, if you've got pain in your body, if you've got anything that is feeling upset or whatever, your emotions, connect back in with all parts of you to then create more space to then return to wholeness. And it, you know, when I say it, it sounds easy, but it is a journey. It's a journey of truly going where it's uncomfortable, truly going to that deeper understanding of what makes you you as your unique self, because we all have unique soul signatures that we've come into this world with, and we're encoded. We are, hold creator codes that is here very specifically aligned with our mission and our purpose here on in this earth, and what we came here to do right now. And only when we start releasing the belief system that we are not capable of, that we are not free, if we release all of those belief systems, or that, we have to feel this pain. A lot of what's going on at the moment is that I have to feel this pain, but they stay within that pain. They don't transmute it. They don't release it. They don't necessarily, we as humans go, oh, this is okay to be here. I'll just stay here for a bit longer because then I feel sorry for myself. I go into victim mode. And when you stay there too long and you don't allow that to move through you in a way where you're witnessing yourself and you releasing the emotions and healing it, that's when you go into that deep, dark hole of depression. And I see a lot of my clients, when I started in my earlier days with my work, people that came to me were light workers that was holding on to other people's energy, that were on medication for depression and anxiety because they could not function in this world of density. So once we released all of that stuff for them, they started feeling and seeing their own light. And that's when they started moving into this awakening consciousness, this consciousness or higher frequency. And it's beautiful to witness. But, we can't fix ourselves with things outside of ourselves. We have to look within.
Yeah, totally agree. And just talking about what you're saying, like that's the same with me. Right now, for me, obviously, and I think for probably a lot of people, I feel the collective energy, but I know how to shift on. I know how to shift through the collective energy. Like yesterday, obviously, with what's happening in our beautiful country, I really felt that energy. I felt that in all its rawness, but I also knew that it wasn't mine. And so I could move it on quite quickly, and where a lot of people around me are quite still stuck in it.
Yes, so true. And this is the thing, is because we are all connected, beautiful souls. We are all connected, right? We are sharing each other's energy, our energy with other people. And so it's so important. We are spiritual beings of light, having a physical experience. So first and foremost is that we need to realize that and then clear and purify our own energy as such, and have practices. Be in nature. We are not meant to work 9-to-5 jobs. I'm going to put it out there, right?
No, we're not.
I'm probably going to get a lot of people say, oh my goodness, but how do I pay?
No, we're not. We're not.
We're not meant to be in the grind. We're not meant to be in that space of control, of paying bills. We are meant to live life and be free. And when we do that, we then start creating. Then we have this space of this almost like flowing energy of love. So when you do what you love, then receive abundance back for that. And it's a much more open energy, right? So, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but that's what channeled through right now. And I feel like it's important that people, I suppose my message here is important that people start looking at life in a different way completely. That they look at life with open eyes and with wonder, and look at the beauty that is available around you and what Mother Gaia and what Mother Nature has to offer for us right now, because she is working with us. Wow. Look at the Tongan, eruption that we had the other day. And this is something that came through the Centaura program. We as human beings, we were taught to transmute our energy by putting it into the earth and just sending it into the earth. Mother Gaia does not want to do that anymore.
No,
right?
she's over it.
She has had enough. She doesn't want our density anymore. She's here to assist us, but this is the age of sovereignty, of truly taking responsibility for our own energy. And so she has channeled through and said, guys, come on, take responsibility for your own energy. You have the ability. You are not disconnected from your own power. You are not disconnected from yourself. It's only your perception. You have the ability to request and command for your energy to be cleansed, to be purified, to be healed, and to transmute any energy that you don't want in your body.
Mm-hmm.
So we are no longer being spoon-fed. Okay?
No. Oh, shit.
No longer being spoon-fed. We are taking the spoon and making music with that spoon, right? And this is what's so important, is that people realize is you are not separate from all of your gifts, all your divinity. You are that. You have it all within you.
Yeah, you are. And that's what I've been saying. You are the oracle. You are the temple. This is the soul space. Get out of here, get into here, because this knows the answers. But you might not like the answers, because, you know, sometimes when you speak from soul, from soul self, from your soul voice, you have to then activate, you have to move or change, or it's a different conversation, or it's a feeling that you actually might be uncomfortable with, and that's how we heal, and that's how we shift our vibration, and that's how we co-create a new world.
Yes, absolutely. And this is probably at the heart of it all, okay, is to truly come back home to self, truly come back home to your heart, to start listening to that inner voice that's always been speaking through you, that's always been guiding you. We have a massive team of beautiful beings of light, the dragons, the keepers of the earth, these cosmic beings they're all working with us in co-creation with us. And so when we truly open our hearts and we listen, allow ourselves to listen, and that's when the magic starts unfolding, because then we can access so much more information that was already there and available for us. And so the powers at be, or think that they're powers at be, have been trying to enslave humanity for a very, very long time and keep them working for them so that we can pay the bills, that we can, do what they want us to do. They want us to become completely reliable on them and not think for ourselves and not be free to be ourselves and not live a life that we love, okay? This is basically a program that they're running. And so it's all about now what's going on. It's about a mass awakening, spiritual awakening of who we actually are, a deep remembrance of who we are. And especially the Lemurian elders are coming through quite strongly, and they have been, they've said, we are returning back to simplicity. We are returning back. We are teaching you once again what it's like to be in that space of simplicity, right? And to work with your hands and to create schooling in a completely different way, to teach your children in a different way, to allow yourself to know that you're not driven by money, you're not driven by fear, okay? But that money is love. And through money, it's open and it's available to all people. So there's many, many different types of matrices that has been created, not just one. So there's many programs in the background that's running. And so a lot of people get sucked into different parts of it. And I'm talking about spirituality as well. Yeah. There is this matrix of spirituality where it's all bliss and happiness and gorgeousness and woohoo, and I'm chasing the high continuously, right? And so there's also that matrix of control. It's like, we don't want to accept or embody our physical form or our reality. We're going to just, completely be, and I want to say la la land, because it is kind of that we are completely cutting ourselves off from what we truly came to do here, what we truly incarnated for. And so, yeah, and it's because a lot of people don't want to go through the pain or don't want to experience the spaces of the discomfort of it.
Oh my God, sister. This is just a powerful 40 minutes, and I know that you have to go. But
I do.
I'm going to ask you one final message, or two final things, and then you can so what's your final message for people to take from, and how do people find you?
I guess my final message is that you are the only person that can navigate your life, that can choose for you, that can truly allow your truth, your love to flow through you and ignite those people, ripple your love out to other people. So come within, come home, nurture yourself, nourish yourself during this very tricky time that we're living in right now. And then when you have space to truly witness your transformation, to truly allow yourself to receive the healing that is so available from the universe right now, please open your heart to that. Open your heart to the love that is flowing from all aspects of the universe. And yeah, I feel that's the most important thing right now. As we're navigating this very tricky times, just come back to self. And you can find me. My work is, I have a private Facebook group called Awakened and Embodied Light Leaders, which I do trainings, and I have guest speakers on there sometimes, and, all sorts of things. But pretty much all my messages come straight from source. So I'm very much working in the moment. And then you can also check out my website, which is www.nataliebrown.com. Thank you so much, Lily, for having me. It's been such an amazing conversation, and I'm sure this is not the last one.
Oh my God, sister, I have been tingling and my body has been vibrating the whole way through. So thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Gorgeous.
Take care.
I just